Okay, hi Neil. Here's the underwater footage. Okay, so the first thing we're going to see is a really good push off, good strong push off, just under the surface, nice and straight. Couldn't from the side on be any more streamlined. You're there. That's about 5.5 meters. You've started the pull. The breakout is really nice. You can see your backside's touching the top of the water, so you are as flat as you can be and streamlined as you can be. Okay, now we talked about the legs. I mean, I actually think the legs there are doing quite a nice, easy pattern. So a nice, easy kicking pattern. They're looking like you can manage. So I know you're using the pull buoy to keep yourself up, and the wetsuit in open water will help keep you up. So pull buoy will keep you up, wetsuit will keep you up. But if you can actually improve your pull to get yourself up, that would also help. Now, I think you could still be getting further out on the pull. And this one here is the left arm. And I think instead of actually entering, getting the full extension, so getting a little bit further out than you did, and then getting the actual catch, I think what you've done to actually support your head position, I think what you've literally done is that you have rushed into, you literally rushed into the pull. So you've got your arm in, you've got about 90% extension, and then all you've done on this first bit is press down on the water, and that's to get your head out of the water. That's to lift your head out for your breath. And that's what we saw on the above the water footage, but I think that is what's happened. Well, in fact, I'm pretty sure that's what's happened. So that's something to be working on. So you can see that left arm just went right down there and then just pressed. Now, I think you first need to concentrate on the catch at the front. So the catch at the front on the left hand side when you're breathing, and it can be improved on the right hand side. You can actually see both hands. I mean, I'll just go to the second bit now. What's actually happening here is that you are literally lifting your elbow out and the water's just sliding off the back of your arm, the back of your forearm. So you're actually not getting any, you're not maintaining the catch as you push out at the end. Now, that, as far as I'm concerned, is like true of like 90% of triathletes. That's what differentiates a triathlete doing a 1500 meters in 25 minutes compared to a swimmer doing it in 20 minutes. But it's still something to be aware of. And that will be the next step after you've got the catch at the front. So you've got the pressing with the left arm when you're breathing to the right. Okay. Okay. Great streamlined. So you can definitely see it with the left arm. And you can see, look, where the bubbles are there, your hand just sped away. That's my evidence that the hands are slipping off the back of your forearm. And it happens on both sides. There, so it was even more pronounced with your left hand. There. At this point, your arm's just gonna you just saw it kind of like speed up massively and just leave the water very quickly. There. So you saw when your hand was there, it just sped out. So I think you're losing the catch early on. You're speeding up the second half of the stroke to get to the next breath. Whereas if you watch kind of like video footage of like a swimmer, they're not doing that. They're maintaining that pressure on the water throughout. Um, Now, the, whether we're in a position to do much about kind of like tightness around the shoulder. So the actual amount of extension could be limited by flexibility at the moment, but you're getting like 85% to 90% extension rather than the full 100% extension. Okay, so with the right arm, so you got pretty good extension. Elbow is dropped. Yeah, so it's really extended, but it's not kind of like fully out there. And if you could actually get if you could get it further out, it kind of will flatten your shoulders out and kind of like stretch you out and hopefully lift your legs up a little bit as well. So it's 90% there. Uh, yeah, slightly dropped elbow. I'd prefer that the other way around, where you're actually pulling with that. Let's get rid of that. That's what your hand is doing. So I want at the shoulder, the forearm is there. Sorry, the upper arm is there, forearm is there. So then that's what you're going to be pulling with. It's obviously pretty effective in that you're doing like 21 strokes a length, but it can be better. So it's something just kind of like be working on, be thinking on. Certainly in the warm-ups, breaking the warm-ups down into easier swims rather than like a long continuous swim. That's what I would be doing at the moment. You've got to stick with the harder stuff because you've got an Ironman soon. So, you know, but yeah, I think you could slow the arms down and try and get more out of each pull. Further extension, better catch. Okay, just writing that down. Now, the next one we're going to watch, you actually went considerably faster. So I think I asked you to go faster. Part of that is because you got the pull buoyant. So we'll see the effect of the buoyancy, what help that makes. So the next one, let's fast forward to where you're swimming next. Okay, there you are. So that's one of the things you can see with the pull buoy, slightly better, but slightly better buoyancy, but your legs are still able to kick and maintain a good pattern. So you saw the full twist on the wall, which obviously took time. Your feet were on the wall and then they went round full 270 degrees. Whereas my feet plant, push off, then twist. So I'm saving time on the wall. And then I'm using the kind of this period now to gradually get onto my front. I don't need to push off on my front. So you can left hand there, you can see it speed up. There. Yeah. And the same is happening a bit on the right hand side. Certainly could get more extension and better catch. So that's still something to be working towards. Okay, 626. Okay. So now you're going to see you coming towards the camera. So I'll let you get a little bit nearer when I'll start before I start drawing on. Yeah. I mean, this is where I think your hands should be entering. So I'll just rewind a little bit, but your hands should be entering on that line. Okay. Entering at shoulder width, either side of this black line. Whereas certainly with the left hand, you see the hand come in right here and then that karate chop out. So I don't know if the drawing was that effective there, but the first bit certainly was when I'm showing where you should be entering. So you can see your hands go across the face and then come out to get into the right position. Whereas I want them to just go straight into it. Okay, underwater. So you can see with the right hand, right, there's a bit more bend there. I kind of think you could do with like actually being a little bit more there. All right, now with the left hand, so I want to see kind of like that's about 100 degrees, between 90 and 120 degrees. So your hand is quite straight. I think you could be pulling with more of an angle there. Now, I think on the left hand side, we literally see that the arms stay straighter and actually go even deeper. Okay, and that's to support the head. So, in fact, it did even worse. It actually just shoots out to the left. There you go. Look. So that most of that pull is actually wasted. That is just pressing down and pressing to the left to actually lift your head to the right. I don't know if that makes sense. You shouldn't actually see that lateral movement. Your head should be still in the middle and just breathing to the side, whereas you're actually pressing and moving your head over there to breathe. Okay, now you will have needed to have done that at some point. You've been on a massive journey with the swimming. Where you've got to is great from where you started, but I don't know whether you need to doing it to that extreme. Okay, so the head should be more central, should be there, and this pull should be there. Okay, that's where your hand should be. Okay, I hope that helps. All right, let's watch to the end. Okay, so I've actually written down. If I was going to give you three big tips. The first one is you can get more extension. You can get more extension. Doing a bit of flexibility work, doing a bit of joint mobility work will help, but you're trying to get just that extra 3 or 4 centimeters further extension every time. You still need to be working on the catch. So it's not rushing straight into the pull. It's not rushing straight into the pull. It's getting the full extension, then the catch, then the pull. So we're talking about the catch, getting that high elbow. All right. And then on the left hand, on the left arm, when you are breathing to the right, you're losing a lot of the actual propulsion you should be getting because you're literally with the left arm just pressing down on the water and to the left to lever your head out at the right. So that they're all things that you just need to be aware of and be thinking of. All right. But your swimming looks great. Your swimming looks good. But it can still be smoother. All right. I hope you found that useful, Neil. And yeah, just get back to me if there's any issues with anything. Okay, I'm going to close it now. Thank you and see you later.